watch this show, you have heard of the massive fraud investigation out of Minnesota, but you may not know that an NFL player personally witnessed it. Federal agents raiding more than 20 locations this week, including daycare centers, businesses, and that was all part of a sweeping probe into the rampant fraud of taxpayer dollars. My next guest is the former captain of the Minnesota Vikings, and he says when he lived there, he saw Somali fraudsters buying luxury sports cars with that money. Jack Brewer joins me now. Jack, honor to have you. My family loves you, so great to sit across from you. You saw in 2002 these individuals buying luxury cars?
Well, I didn't see them in 2002. I saw them later, but I got there almost 30 years ago. Kaylee, I went to college, University of Minnesota, and you saw an influx of Somali population. And, you know, I played in the National Football League, so a lot of my teammates were in there buying nice cars and the Maserati dealerships and all the dealerships. And slowly, as you started to get deeper into the 2000s, into, you know, 2010, 2014, 15, 16, you start seeing so many Somalians there purchasing these luxury goods. And I always wondered, how in the world did these folks get so much money? Because you look and you see that when they come here, over 50% of them are on welfare. You know, they're not working, and if you go and look at the communities, I mean, literally full of Section 8 housing units, the housing units there, full of Somalians. And so they weren't necessarily doing well in the economy, so you would always wonder, how do they get so much money? They're at the malls, they're shopping, we got Louis Vuitton stores, and they're buying them. I'm a pro athlete, so, you know, that was a different story. I was used to seeing that, but you didn't expect, you know, Somali immigrants who were supposedly coming here to flee their country doing that well. And so I always question that. And, you know, if you start to look, and then it started to all make sense. You know, a lot of people want to use race and color and things, all of these different things. But when you start to look at populations, people need to come here to work. Right? The Bible tells us that in 2 Thessalonians in the 3rd chapter, that if you don't work, you don't eat. You don't come here and rob a nation. If you look at folks that come here from Nigeria, for example, they come here and they prosper. Their household income on average is higher than white people in America. They're making over $85,000 per household. You look at Ghanaians that come over here from Ghana, amazing country of Ghana. They come here, they make over $80,000 per household, more than the normal standard American that's been here for decades. And so this is not about race. This is about culture of people, a country that has come over here and they've worked with people in America. These liberals in America have taught them how to steal from the U.S. government. And that's what's happening before our eyes. They're a part of the political process. They're taking the money that they steal from the government and they're donating it to these liberal woke politicians in the state of Minnesota, and it needs to stop.
And your wife's family immigrated from the Middle East. And I love that you say this steals from poor people.
If that's my last night. Funny how it all fade away. I done seen 1,000 faces, different lips, different places.